Han, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello. Hello, everyone. I think we're live, darling.
We are. I was just waiting to see
Hi.
if people
Hi,
were popping
guys.
on. I see some eyeballs being added to the list. Hi, everybody.
How's
Welcome.
it
Hello,
going?
hello. Welcome to, let me just put it back on, our first bake-along. Well, it's actually number two.
Technically, it's the second bake-along. We did first one in December, remember? We did ginger snaps.
I do remember. You're so memorable. It's etched into my mind.
Yes, I remember. Hi from, what's,
PA, I guess? Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Shirley, hello, June.
Hi, June. Diana, hi. Hi, Michigan. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome. Is anybody
Anyone baking with us today?
We want to hear if you're joining us just to hang out or if you're baking. So thanks so much for joining us. So Han is, I would say, out of the two of us, the much more technical baker. She's very interested in the chemistry and the stuff about it all. I'm more throw it in the bowl and let's go. And so she's going to help you guys succeed because it is chemistry and it is, sometimes some extra steps. So she's going to share all the experience she's accumulated over the years. And
it's just the very basics. We're going to learn we're going to bake together cutout cookies.
Yes, but I find that you have a lot of very good tips and useful things so that people can succeed in their kitchen.
Okay, we're going to try. So I don't see, hey Amber, I don't see people joining us. Everybody is just hanging out. So maybe next time we are going to make strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, maybe somebody's going to want to eat strawberry shortcake, so they'll join us.
Yes. So today we're going to start with the basic sugar cookie recipe. And this recipe, you can find it, it is posted on a blog. We're also starting a pantry fund or supply fund for this series to help us cover the cost for the ingredients. And you can find that on our coffee, in our coffee shop.
So we started something new with the coffee shop. Han and I are very good friends. And so if you donate to one, it's equivalent of the other. We're splitting it. So sometimes, it gets confusing. So if you support one of us, you're essentially supporting the two of us. So thank you for joining us.
That's how good of friends we are. We've been friends for a long time. Huh?
Thank you, Shirley. I'm glad it turned out. That's great.
All right. So I think we could probably jump in.
Well,
right?
Thank you, Natalia.
Very boring so far.
I guess she doesn't like a lot of foreplay.
Starting comment. Yeah. Okay. Very, very encouraging. We're already stressed out because I can't hear Marlyn very well. There's a sound issue, but thanks so much. Yeah. Thanks for your support. All right. So let's jump into the.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. All right. So can you do the camera
I'm
then?
going to add the camera. So today we're trying some new camera angles. So
all right, so this is me. You see my head? This is me, and KitchenAid is Marlyn. I don't have a fancy mixer, guys. We are going to be using this beauty here, and unfortunately, it comes only with one beater because my second beater broke yesterday. So, but it can be done. So if you don't have fancy tools, you can still make some yummy sugar cookie dough. All right, now. My recipe is listed with cups and also with grams. Now, I know some of you don't have a scale, so then you can use the cups. I generally use, what's the method, scoop? When I go in with the measuring cup. And I know I'm going to get some comments, it's an incorrect way. It probably is, but when you have to make a lot of cookie dough, you really, yeah, so this is how I usually measure if it's with cups. And this on a daily basis, when I would make cookie dough, And when I measured it on a scale, it was 143 grams, 145. So if you are using a scale, then it's 330 grams, I think, right? So you can either measure with scale. If you're using a scale, or if you want to get a scale, this is a really excellent scale because it has this section here that you can attach. So if you have a large bowl sitting on top of it, it's super easy to get the reading. All right. Now I didn't measure my butter, so I'm going to do that now.
Can I interrupt you 1 second, Han?
Yes.
So Jennifer Fulford, I offer you my most sincere apologies. The comments come in very quickly and I'm blocking, certain people that are writing nonsense, and I inadvertently blocked you. I did it to Jeremy a few weeks back, and my most sincere apologies. I did not mean to click you.
Was this on my page?
I don't know where she was commenting on, but Jennifer, we're going to fix it. I'm so sorry, okay? I apologize. The comments come in very quickly.
Unfortunately, there is a lot of spam comments that come in, so we are trying to protect you guys from those spammers, because oftentimes they ask you to click on links, and you may think it's us, and you click on the link, and then you get in some kind of situation where they're asking you for money and stuff. So that's why we are blocking people when they are trying to. All right, so I'm actually, this is 2 sticks or 1 cup, 226 grams of butter. And all of your ingredients, what's really important, should be at room temperature, okay? Especially butter. If your butter is too soft, it doesn't really matter if it's a little cooler, it's still okay. But if it's too soft, then your cookies, 99% are going to spread. And your dough is going to be too kind of like wet, and you'll keep adding more flour, and then it's going to be tough. So you want to make sure that you bring everything to room temperature. I've got my large egg here. It's been sitting here for about an hour or so it's pretty warm to the touch. If you are pulling this out of the fridge last minute, then I would suggest that you put it in a warm water for like 5 minutes, and then it will be fine to use. Yes. The scale is in a supply list in a coffee shop. It is fantastic. I actually have 2 of them. It is not the cheapest thing. I think it's like $50 or something like that, but I've had it for like 5 years. It takes 32 batteries, I think, and they do last for quite some time. And you can switch between ounces and grams, which is also useful. All right.
Keep at it. I'm just putting them
up. All right.
To you.
I hope I'm not too fast because I'm always really fast in the kitchen.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do I have? I've got here my flour. So as far as the flour goes, I'm just using all-purpose flour. When I was in the States, I loved using King Arthur flour. It was fantastic. I loved using it. It was such a good quality. I would avoid using cake flour. I've had a bad experience with it when making cutout cookies. They spread. I think it's the low protein content that doesn't hold the shape, I think, but I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that's why. I also have my recipe uses salt, and you can add baking powder, but if you are experiencing severe spreading, I would either omit baking powder altogether, or you can use less baking powder, depending on how you like the taste and texture, so you can experiment with that. Today I'm using this is the 1/8 of a teaspoon baking powder and some table salt. Now, when it comes to sugar, I'm using granulated sugar. Why is this? Okay, let me just fix this. Where am I centered? Here. Okay. I'm using granulated sugar. This is white sugar. You can play with this recipe and use half and half brown sugar and granulated sugar to get like different flavor. When you are getting sugar, granulated sugar, I used to buy sugar at my local store here. I obviously buy it also at the local store, but I check for the size of the crystals. I remember Wegmans granulated sugar, it had really large crystals. And so I had to either beat the butter and sugar for longer, or I had to switch to a different brand of sugar because the sugar, then in baking, you could literally see the crystals in the cookie dough, and it wasn't kind of like pleasant looking. All right, so I've got butter and then flavorings. Normally, I use vanilla extract, but you can use different flavors. I like to also add, my favorite trio is vanilla, almond, and lemon. If you can use alcohol, you can also use, do you have these, Mar? These are the baking
No.
emulsions. Where am I centered?
No, I don't.
Yeah, these are water-based, so you can use these in baking, and there's no alcohol in these. Pure orange oil, water. Okay. This flavoring is really popular. Anyone using cookie nip?
I think I heard Amber say once that she uses that, eh?
Have you used it? I mean, I bought it. I can't
Amber,
just, I don't love
it.
it. Like, I have to say, I don't love it. Not on the top of the list. All right, so I'm going to jump.
What was your vanilla brand?
Vanilla brand, well, I have to say, ever since vanilla skyrocketed, the prices, I mean, I switched to, I have actually.
The prices of vanilla, I did notice, went back down.
This is the pure, I would get this at Costco or BJ's. This is the pure McCormick. I really like McCormick because it's available everywhere. It's super easy to source out, like I said. And this was 12 ounces. And I think when I started using it, it was maybe $20. Now it's like, I don't know, $60 maybe, or something like that.
The prices went back down, though, Han. The prices did go back down. The prices went back down.
Did they go back down? That's excellent. Okay. Well, anyway, so when that happened, they started making blended vanilla flavor, which is natural and artificial flavored extract. So I started using that in my baking, and then in buttercream and let's say ice cream or pudding, I would use the real stuff if it wasn't baked. The other one is Madagascar vanilla that I have. I've tried so many different vanillas, but I always go back to McCormick. I love their brand.
See, the Costco, the bottle is about that size, and Sweets on Fleet is saying that it's back down to $20.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to have someone buy me some and send me. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that they recovered, because I know the vanilla bean fields, they were devastated or something happened. I don't remember exactly. All right, so I've got my butter here. I'm going to.
All right, so let's add. I'm going to pop my camera in then. So I'm going to pop my camera in so we can.
Now, as far as the butter, I like to use unsalted butter. Reason behind it is because salted butter, obviously, the name suggests that it has added salt. So every brand adds different amount of salt. Salt holds water. So your cookie, I find that it works better if I can control how much salt I'm adding. You don't also know how long it's been sitting on the shelf, because salted butter will last longer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
You see, this is too firm. See how you can tell if it's too firm if you're trying to bend it and it breaks like this. Ideally, you want butter to be able. You want to be able to bend it
without breaking.
Without breaking it, yes.
She has a really nice picture. If you need a visual on her blog, she did a picture of that bend.
Sorry, I'm touching all this butter. Nobody else but us is going to about that.
So I'm going to try to spare you guys the racket when the mixers start. I'm going to mute it. So just so
we're going to add our, like I said, your butter should be slightly, it should be soft, but I wanted to show you what it looks like when it's not ready yet. But it's better to have cooler butter than it's too soft, because all it means is you're just going to let it work for a little longer. If it's too soft, then your cookies most likely will spread.
Yeah.
Oh, it's $15.99. Oh wow! So it really went down. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. All right, can you mute me?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself too. So guys, we're just muting until this is mixed, and we'll put the sound back on just so we don't make a racket. Oh, you muted yourself? Oh.
Fun to work. What?
Okay, sorry. Okay,
It's
you
really
can
fun to work with one beater.
Yes. So Diana, who was asking here? Shirley, I think. Yes, we're using Han's recipe, and it's
Yes.
available on her blog, or you can purchase it on our coffee shop and help support the live stream.
On the blog, it's a very long blog post because I cover a lot of topics about different things in regards to cookie dough making and troubleshooting. And it has, obviously, on the blog, I do have ads there because that's how I make my living. So yeah, I also am offering it at a very small price for you guys with some of the tips and tricks that I also include on the blog. Yes, it's quite difficult, but hopefully I can get a serious mixer soon.
Well, she had a great mixer, but when she left the United States, the electricity is different, so she sold it.
Yes, I sold them all. Somebody was saying that they use salted butter and they also had a spread because of the water content. The salt holds water, so that's another thing you might think about. If you are having spread, check your ingredients. If you're using salted butter, it may be the culprit.
So if you guys saw my Instagram story, I posted that I'm putting in mine, I made a, I zested lemon, lime, and orange. So that's
3 of them. I haven't tried 3 of them. Have you done it before?
No. So this is the only difference with Han's is the kind of the flavoring. So what are you putting in yours for your flavoring?
Well, now I'm going to add 1 whole egg. I mean, the beater is giving me a hard time, so I think it's going to be fine. I'm just gonna put in 1 whole egg.
Okay.
This is a large egg.
Yeah, mine's in there too.
I don't know if you wanna see how it's cracked, but
that's riveting. Oh, one hand crack.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it like that for years. But so now, I mean, you don't have to do it this way, but I like to add my flavorings at this time, so.
Boniface
I'm gonna use
watching.
1 whole tablespoon of vanilla, okay? We need some extra love. I always use vanilla as my base, and then I can build it up with different flavors if I want to.
Yes. Boniface is watching us from Boniface is watching us from Rwanda, East Africa. That's like, I think, one of the new locations I haven't seen in our comment section.
Hi.
Hello, welcome. Hopefully it'll be good, Teresa.
All right, can you mute us?
I will. So guys, we're just cutting the sound for the mixer.
Guys, you can communicate in a you can ask us questions and we can then go back to them once we are done mixing this part, okay?
Okay. My butter is much yellower than her Spanish butter. And the other thing, I used to buy my butter in the United States. You guys get it in these really nicely packaged 4-packs, half a cup sticks. We don't really have that. That's like $2 or $3 more expensive to buy. And Han was saying she did. Oh, I'll unmute her. I was just talking about in the States how they individually package the butter by half cup, and they have it so nicely, measured out for you.
Yes.
You can take, and whereas we don't,
it's 113 grams per stick. So if you ever see a recipe, it says 2 sticks, you just do 113 times 2, which is this recipe. So 226 grams.
And I was
It's really nice.
noticing
I
my
really
butter.
liked it, nicely packaged like that. It was really
Yeah,
nice. Here, they sell it per, it's 250 grams. So it's almost, you have to cut a little bit off to get the amount you need for this recipe.
and my butter is yellower than yours.
Your butter is more yellow than mine?
Yeah, look.
Oh, I guess it is. But this butter, it's really good. I have to say, it's quite nice butter.
It is nice butter.
Yeah, very,
So
very
normally
tasty.
the Costco butter is not standard butter. Like here, it's Canadian brand. So I'm sure I'm not contradicting you that your butter is good in whatever location you're at. But I'm just saying, like, my Costco butter is not the same as your Costco butter. So it's like they get different suppliers.
So cute. Can we send you another beater? No, funny thing, I actually was filming yesterday or day before. I filmed, we are going to be using 1 bowl sponge cake for our strawberry shortcake next week. So I was filming when it fell apart, literally.
Yes, Kathy, the live will be saved for you guys to rewatch. So if you're watching on replay, let us know in the comments, replay and where you're watching from.
Another problem a lot of people have is when you're beating your cookie dough for too long, you are basically incorporating too much air to the cookie dough. So then when the cookies are baked and let's say you bake the cookies and you notice, oh my, I have so many bubbles on the surface.
Oh, yes.
That is usually why. It's because the cookie dough was overbeaten. But even when that happens, you don't have to go into a panic mode. It can be fixed when cookies are hot. You can still flatten them. You can either use a back of the baking sheet, or I have a handy spatula somewhere here.
Yes, or a fondant.
You want to use like a flat surface, like something that is obviously heat resistant, and then very gently press down those bubbles that will make your cookie decorating harder. All right, so now that we have so this is butter, sugar, vanilla, egg. So now all we have to do basically add is our flour. So I'm going to, you can either sift it. I didn't sift my flour.
I didn't sift mine either.
So I'm going to
just refrigerate it. What's your refrigeration process for your dough? Draw Cookies wants to know.
Well, I do like to refrigerate the dough. I have to say, I find that the flour gets hydrated and it just behaves better. You can, I already have a rolled out cookie dough in the fridge, and I'm going to bring it after we roll this out. But what you can do, depending on the size of your fridge or what you have available, some people don't have a large fridge where they can put the cookie dough in rolled out. So if that's the case, I would do a disc, and then I chill it that way. If you want to speed it up, you can chill it in the freezer for about 30 minutes or so. Or you can roll it out and put it in the fridge for 30 to 60 minutes, or even up to 3 days. I wouldn't go longer than 3 days, because then rolled out cookie dough, then the edges starts to dry out. You can freeze it, obviously, but we can talk about it after when we are cutting out the cookies. So now we're gonna go on mute again.
Did you want to preheat the oven?
Oh yes, good idea. So I'm going at 180 degrees of Celsius, which is 150. I'm going at 350 Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees of Celsius. In the recipe, it states 375. That is because I believe most of the ovens in the US are bottom heaters. I don't know what's the correct term. Or my oven was, it only had the heating element on the bottom. The top element was the broil, so I never used it for the cookies, obviously. So when it was that I only had one element, I had used temperature 375 degrees of Fahrenheit, which is 190 Celsius. That's a bit higher, but you can definitely experiment with your oven. Everybody has a different oven, so give it a try. At least 350, which is 150. Up to 3 months. And if you make cookies and you seal them really well, like I've made the sugar cookies and I seal them with a heat sealer. I had them in a freezer for a year and I served them for Thanksgiving. Nobody knew. Like I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm amazing. No, just bake. Just bake.
The bake feature. All right. So do we put the flour
All right,
in?
let's do
We're going
this.
to mute
Let's
again.
make some noise.
Let's make bubble. We won't make noise. We'll be very quiet.
I'm going to add the flour in 3 additions. And oh, I forgot. I'm going to be adding some sprinkles just because I thought it would be fun to add some sprinkles. These are Jimmy sprinkles, cylindrical. They are kind of soft bite. They are not the hard sprinkles. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix my dough to the point where it resembles like coarse texture, and then I'm going to add the sprinkles, and I will use my hand to knead it a little bit. I don't want to use the mixer with the sprinkles.
Angela's just talking about her process.
So I roll mine in 3 sections and almost freeze it. Fantastic. I can then work with, yes, that's a great idea. So do you roll it between parchment, Angela? All right, let's do this.
All right, so I'm going to mute you and mute myself, guys. Back in 2 seconds.
You're done? You're so fast.
Mine's
I can't hear you at all.
Mine's a little
You're
wet.
so sophisticated. It's like, look, your dough.
It's a bit.
Oh, I miss my mixers. I miss my mixers. All right, so you see this texture? So basically, you want to test it, and when you press it and it holds like this together, it's good to go. I'm going to add my sprinkles. Now, as far as how much, I'm going to add 1/2 cup, okay? And these are spring, I think this is the Easter collection. Spring mix. All right. I'm just going to bring it together. If it appears to you that it's too wet, you can add a little more flour to it.
I'm muting.
Are you done?
No.
How does it taste? Did you try? Did you taste it?
Not yet. I'm muting myself. Bye. I'm muting myself.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to take it out of the.
Is it a little too soft for you as well?
I'll tell you very honestly, normally I don't mix my cookie dough with the KitchenAid. I usually actually use my KitchenAid handheld mixer, and I find that it's easier to really incorporate the dough with that.
Okay.
And so I find that everything kind of stays in the bowl. I don't know.
So why did you decide to use your KitchenAid? So do you use your KitchenAid, handheld more than you do?
Well, the KitchenAid is for the icing.
Oh, heavy duty. Okay.
And then I use the other. So I find the dry is staying in the bottom a bit. But when I touch it, if I add more flour, it's going to be really dry.
Now keep in mind, we are talking as we are making the dough. So because we are talking so much, the dough is sitting and it gets softer, So you, obviously, when you're doing it home, you're probably not going to talk that much.
See, I probably didn't put half a cup of the flour in because it would have been too dry.
Okay, I always do a taste test. Sorry. Oh, yum. It's going to be so pretty.
With your sprinkles.
So what you can do, Angela, I love your tip. So you could then, I guess, cut it into 3 sections, roll it out, and freeze it that way. Or you could cut it in half. And you could freeze one of these for later. Freeze them wrap it into a wrap. And then when you're ready, I would then put it into a Ziploc bag. It's a good idea to label it, put a date on it so you know how old it is. And then when you're ready to use it, take it out of the freezer, let it defrost on a counter, and then use it as usual. You can also freeze unbaked cookies. And to do that, you need to cut them out and then put them on a tray lined with parchment and freeze them. And then once they are frozen, you can stack them into a freezer-safe bin between parchment paper. And you can also freeze baked cookies, same way. Okay. Now, as far as rolling the cookie dough for cookies that are going to be decorated, Marlyn and I, we are both users of this. This is a Dough Easy Mat. It is also listed in a supply PDF that it's included in a coffee shop. This is a fantastic tool to have. Doesn't matter if you are just doing cutout cookies. It's great for pie crust, tarts. It's a fantastic tool. And it also comes with, these are, if you're not familiar with these are rolling guides. How long they are, maybe, I don't know, 12 inches, longer than that. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is longer than 12 inches, so that's probably 15 inches, I would say. Yeah, about 15 inches. And it does come with a set of 3, I believe. 2 of them are the same, and then there is a set that is really, really thin. Now, if you can get these rolling guides, you can also go to your hardware store and look in the lumber section. Yes, lumber section, but let me back up. These are my first rolling guides that I ever had. These are made from the paint sticks. You see, these are available. They're mostly free. I think Home Depot. And I would use these, actually, this thickness. Thank you. Thanks, Nicole, for sharing that.
Janice, I added the zest with my eggs and the vanilla, yes, at the same time.
So I would use this thickness to make Windsor cookies or my gingerbread houses for the walls and things like that. If I want like a thinner cookie, or even for sugar cookies, if I'm not planning on decorating them, and I do like them crispy. Are you ahead of me? You overachiever.
I'm not. You put it in the fridge.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
I didn't.
yes, you need to put it in the fridge. Now, these are the rolling pins. I wanted to address this issue. A lot of people ask about rolling pins. Marlyn, do you have yours?
I do.
Can you, after you put it in the fridge, can you show us?
My rolling pin is right here.
Yes. Oh, I see. So yeah, Marlyn uses this rolling pin. I thought you had the marbled one.
A long time ago, broke.
Oh, it broke. Okay, so Marlyn uses this rolling pin because she's able to.
It spins.
It spins, yeah.
See?
So she likes to use that one. She's
So
able to, I guess,
your
you're
hands,
able to like put a lot of pressure on it, right, and roll it out.
well, the thing that happens is your hand never moves. It's the rolling pin that moves. Whereas what Han's doing, she has to kind of make it like roll.
Yes, I have to. I have to. Yes.
So that's the difference. I like this so that I don't have to, like my hands can stay immobile.
So the white one, it's actually a silicone one. It's from Wilton. This is a long 20-inch. It's actually designed for fondant, and I had used it with fondant, and I have successfully used it with cookies as well. I love this one. Really, really great. This is a, I forget the name of this one. This one comes with adjustable rolling guides. Although I never use it with the guides, I have to say. But this is how it works. So you get this rolling pin, and it has all the different sizes, and you can attach it onto your cookies. So this is a 1/4 inch. I do like to roll out my cookies when I'm decorating to about 1/4 inch. I used to do thicker. If you're doing cookie pops, you might want to do a little thicker, or if you prefer a little thinner, you can even, I don't know if you can add more than, I don't think you can add more than one. Or maybe you can, no, I don't think so. Anyway, so you put it on, screw it on there, and that's how you do it, okay? But like I said, I rarely use these. I prefer the guides like this. You can roll the rolling pin on top of them. Now in your hardware store, you can also find these little rods. You can use these as your rolling guides. If you don't have this mat, but have 2 silicone mats, you can use these to roll out your cookie dough, or you can use parchment paper.
If you roll directly on your countertop and your cookies tend to stick, well, when you peel them off, your shapes won't be as nice. That's why you're using kind of a thing underneath so that when you lift them off, they hold their shape. Now here, I'm cutting little grad caps. My son is graduating high school, and I cut them thinner because I'm making cupcake toppers. I don't want to have a thick cookie. So these are thinner, and I'm removing what's around the cookie and leaving the cookies on the parchment paper. I'm not touching the actual cookies. So then all my little shapes will stay the right thing. And this is room temperature dough, so it's obviously super soft. So I'm going to freeze them rolled, and that's what I usually do.
Look how pretty. I'm going to take a picture for Instagram.
Of your, oh yeah, that's nice. I should have
so
taken.
Pretty. Love it.
Mine almost look like natural confetti, I have to say, with the zest.
Yeah?
I'll show you in a second.
How does it taste?
I didn't taste it. I have to say that I like
to take a picture of us. All right, guys. So if maybe you guys can take a screenshot for us and send it to us. Right? All right, so I'm going to, now what you could do, if you're rolling out rolling out other cookie dough, what you can do, you can then pop it onto this. So you can then use your mat. Okay. Okay, and now this is how I'm going to put it into the fridge on a shelf, or you can put a cutting board underneath for easier placement, and it's going to be a bit sturdier. Or you can put it on any tray you have, anything flat will work. All right, so I'm going to put it in the fridge, and I'm going to take out the dough that I made.
See, I didn't make 2 batches. She made 2 batches since She wanted you guys to have it work out and show you properly. It's the first time I make her recipe.
So now this is the dough I made before. You can see I rolled this between two parchment sheets. Now, if you have a granite countertop and you try to use parchment sheet, you know that it's sliding all over the place. So what I did, I put a layer of food wrap underneath, and that kind of helped.
That's a good idea.
Now let's talk. I'm going to start cutting out my cookies, and then we can maybe talk about baking sheets. Now, I like USA brand baking sheets. They are fantastic. I've used them for at least 10 to 12 years. Ever since then, they became with a whole line of products from loaf pans to cake pans to they have a sandwich bread pan. They have muffin pans. Square pans, rectangle, you name it. They have everything. I think now they probably even have bundt cake pan. It's a really, really good brand. And my only regret is I haven't gotten more of them. So this is, I think, this is a cookie sheet, and now it's dark. I mean, it's been baked on, but these are light colored. These are light colored. So I do prefer baking cookies on light colored cookie sheet. I find darker colored sheet, they can cause overbrowning of your cookie. Now I don't have, and then we wanted to talk about parchment, silicone, and perforated mat. So maybe Marlyn, you can maybe talk about, now I personally have been baking on the parchment for many, many years. Marlyn then last year introduced perforated mat to me, and it's fantastic, but it's not gonna fit in the oven that I have here. So I'm gonna use parchment instead. I am not a big fan of using silicone mat when I'm making cutout cookies. I find they tend to spread. Yeah. This is, I don't know if you can see, it's a see-through. It's almost like a cross-stitch fabric.
Yeah, it's really, when they say like perforated, there is actual holes in it. And it makes, it's made for bread initially, I think. And so it bakes the underside, it like just crisps it up. And when you look at them underneath, they're just so pretty. And I've actually used the backside on some cookie projects because it does add a degree of just something different. You know, we always do the same thing. So it just adds a bit of something to them. Yeah, no photo comments are not allowed, Juliet. Not that they're not allowed. It's just not a feature that the lives.
Well, you can send out a screenshot on Instagram.
Yeah. Tag us on Instagram or something like that.
Yes. All right. But, so, cookie cutters. Now I have accumulated over the years about 1,000 cookie cutters. I don't know about you, Mar. Do you have that many? You've been buying recently. I've seen.
I have. I've been doing some pandemic shopping.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. We're so glad that you like them, Bobby. They are fantastic. I love them as well. And this is the, let me just show you.
I do rearrange because I'm cutting so that they're close, right, to get the most out of my roll. And then when I take them out of the freezer, I want to distance them so that they don't melt together. So that's why.
You can see it's the texture of the mat. It's transferred onto the cookie. So it's actually really nice to decorate even this side. And they literally, there is no spread.
Yeah, I re-roll my scraps. Han, you re-roll your scraps?
I do re-roll. I do re-roll my cookie dough.
If you're not using flour and you're using parchment paper and the Dough Easy mat, you're not introducing more flour, you know, so that it doesn't stick. And so your dough gets less compromised.
So okay, let me quickly just talk about cutters, and then I had something I wanted to say. So you can use metal cutters. Now the metal cutters without the coating, they're prone to rusting. So I like to store my cutters with some rice, raw rice, that is, raw rice, or you can use food grade silica gel packet, and it does help with the moisture issues. Then you can also use plastic cutters. This is a cutter from Sweet Sugar Bell. This is a strawberry.
Oh.
And I have actually on my blog a post where I show how to use this cutter to make 30 different cookies. And I'm going to be using that cutter on Friday during our live.
You see, when you're making, I have squares here. So when you're making something like this, I do like, you see, I pick it up and put it in the freezer. I don't touch the cookies. That way they really hold their shape.
I wanted to say, okay, about the cutting out using scraps. Okay, so normally when I started with cookie decorating, I wouldn't roll out my cookie dough like this before. I would chill it in a disc, and then I would cut it up into pieces, and I would, let's say, microwave 1/4 of the dough. I would roll it out. I would cut out my cookies, and then I would keep adding fresh dough that I didn't microwave, didn't roll out. I would keep adding that in, and that kind of, I felt like that really did help. Especially if you're worried that your cookie dough is overworked when you are, rolling it out so many times. I'm going to make some seahorses, I decided, in the future. It's quite hot here, so my dough is becoming softer and softer.
Well, you see, I'm starting with soft dough, so then I don't have to worry about it. So, like, just saying, see, then I'm putting it in there. Like, now it's not shit. Well, it's left over from what was in the freezer, but it's my hack around having to navigate soft dough. So it's always interesting to see how different people work, right? So that maybe if you have an issue.
I just use it after I use all the cookie dough. I mean, I don't use the last bit. Like last bit, it gets kind of yucky, but I don't throw out cookie dough.
No, I don't throw it out either.
Like, do you go like
throw away my scraps? No.
Yeah, no, I do re-roll it. It's no problem for me.
Worst case, it becomes a little ball, and I bake it and I eat it. The last, the ugly one.
Let's do. I really like this cutter. This is such a nice, the scallop edges right here.
So next week it'll be a little bit easier because we're going to be working with a pre-baked cake. So it'll be a bit easier. Now we're working with this, like the whole process. So we were trying to figure out how this cooking together would work.
Well, we wanted to start.
So you made the bouquet using Mars stick gluing tip, so that's good.
Yes, it will chill faster if you put it in a freezer, definitely.
Diana eats the ugly cookie too. The ugly cookie still tastes good, right?
What are you saying? I can't hear you. We always have to have technical issues. I can't believe this.
Oh, you can't hear me? I thought she was giving me the cold shoulder.
Never. Never. So is anyone at all baking with us today?
Well, if you do bake after, that's still good. Just send us your pictures. See,
Now
this
again,
would be,
and one more thing I forgot to say. Try not to overcrowd a baking sheet. Now on regular standard baking sheet in a what's that half sheet? And I would say 8 cookies, depending on the size. Try not to overcrowd it because overcrowding can also lead to spreading. Awesome, Liv is baking with us. Yay! No, don't forget to send us your baked cookies. Absolutely, ugly cookies are delicious. Totally agree. Oh, you have the same cutter. This is a evergreen. Really, like it's such a fantastic cutter.
so if you're worried
I
about,
messed up here.
you want to try to make cookies, but you're worried about making ugly cookies. Contrary to me and Han that have cameras on us, you don't have a camera on you. So nobody's watching you. Don't be worried about not having it turn out perfect. Just try it. And then maybe the first time won't be great because sometimes, when you're first learning something, but number 2 and number 3 and number 4, it's always going to be uphill.
So what I just did, I put the other sheet with the cookies into the fridge while those bake. And I'm going to roll this out again.
I have 4 perforated baking mats that I've bought. And
How many you have?
4.
4? Well, that's, I think, a good amount.
Yeah. And I do like them a lot. And I trimmed them to fit. So they were a bit too big for my Wilton cookie sheets. And so I cut them with scissors and they cut very well. And so that's what I did it so that they would fit my cookie sheet.
Tanya rolls out the scraps with a with a pizza wheel, and then she calls them fries and gives them away. It's fantastic.
That's a good idea. I need another.
So Becky, I would like to ask a question, ladies. What kind of butter do you use for a cookie dough? And another question was, why on my sticks with mousse for my cookies, then after I bake them? So I use unsalted butter, and I can double check the fat content here. So this is, could this be correct? 83% fat, or no? No, 83% or more of 80. Okay, I don't understand. But anyway, I use unsalted butter. What's the fat ratio in your butter?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but I prefer using unsalted butter. If I run out of butter and I don't have enough, I will use like a combo of butter and some high quality margarine if I have it. I do find when using margarine cookies, they are more prone to spreading. So then I would definitely omit the baking powder, and I would freeze them before I would bake them. And I would just get any butter that is on sale, to be honest. Like DJ's butter, I would use Marlyn Costco's butter, right?
Yeah, well, today I went to the grocery store. Butter is so expensive. I mean, seriously, it's craziness.
Oh, Bethany, I feel with you, but imagine if you had to use handheld mixer with 1 beater, could still be worse.
Yeah, we're gonna put them in the oven.
Yes, I actually put mine in the oven. I don't know if you guys saw me going into the oven, but I
Oh,
put mine in the oven. Let's see.
so these are super thin, mine. These are really thin. These are just cupcake toppers. So I didn't want a super thick cookie to go on the cupcake toppers.
As far as the color on my baked cookies, I used to love when they were like super white and no color whatsoever. But over the years, I really became to appreciate caramelization more. So I really like when they have like golden edges. And so I bake them for, until they are a little golden brown around the edges. Yes, if you overcrowd your cookies, they can spread more, definitely. Thank you, Jennifer.
So I just.
So it was to you. It was sent to you on the Facebook Messenger. Thank you. Oh yes, love Land O'Lakes butter. Yes.
If you crowd the cookies well, if they do spread, they're 100% going to meet up and melt together. So if you have some space,
yes, no, I've had that experience.
Awesome.
How much zest did you add? Like was it 1 tablespoon?
Yeah, I added one. I zested everything, put it in all together. Then I measured out 1 tablespoon in the recipe.
Are you using your
Lillian, I find it's a lot. It's heavy, the thickness. Plus a cupcake is already a big portion. So I started making them thinner. They're a little bit more fragile, but on a cupcake, they're protected in all that icing.
So, Diana, how much room? Oh, are you using mats?
Yes.
Excellent. So how much room for airflow should exist around your baking sheet in your oven? I bought some commercial size pans that fit, but with very little space left. I think you should be fine. I mean, from the wall to the wall.
Yeah,
I don't see why not, because usually commercial ovens, right? They have the what are they called? Like it's like a drawer where you put it in, where you slide it on. So I think you should be fine as long as it's not,
they've got vents or something. It's made for it to cook a lot.
Yeah, I think you should be fine. Excellent. I'm glad you found the baking sheet that you can utilize all that space in the oven.
So it looks like we're going over. Sorry.
We're going over what?
It's 58 minutes. My cookies are not going to be ready.
Oh, well, 1 hour. Well, that's fine. It's fine because it's fine.
So what I do, I don't have a commercial oven. I just have a regular oven. And I am, when I bake, I'll make a batch. And so I'm not selling cookies. I'm making for video. So I'll cut, let's say 4 to 5 cookies for a video. So I'm making a big batch of cookies, cutting for multiple videos. So I want to bake them all as quickly as possible. So I'll rotate my cookie sheets constantly. I'll open the door every 5 minutes and put the one that was in the bottom on the top and the one that was on the top in the middle. And I do this rotation. Maybe it would be faster to put one and wait, but that's how I do it. I'm a bit, oh, yours is already done. They look perfect. Look at is that a kangaroo? Oh, it's a seahorse. Could be a kangaroo. Look at it. Do you see it? You don't see it? It's a kangaroo. Do you guys see the kangaroo? It's absolutely a kangaroo.
You are the best. I guess it could be a kangaroo. Make sure that I am wearing heavy-duty oven mitts because this is still very hot. I'm starting to feel it. But you see how close I put this cookie, so it's like almost there. But yeah, I'm gonna let this cool. And usually an indication that the cookie is underbaked, and that is an issue for a lot of people. I get messages about that. You can, if you look under an angle, like I don't know, 35-degree angle, and the middle is still a little shiny, that's an indicator that your cookie is not baked completely. It should almost like when it's first baked, it will look a little puffy, but as it cools, it will, deflate and it will flatten, so it will be really easy to decorate. But like I said, when it's still shiny and you take it out of the oven, the middle, the center is going to be undercooked. And when you then take a bite, there's like wetness.
Yeah.
Right? Present there.
If you're a beginner and you're not sure about that, have an extra cookie, and that's your kind of, one you can kind of break apart and look at until you get kind of familiar, know the things. One of the things that's tough is a chocolate cookie because of the color is so dark. It's a bit tough. There's not much browning that you can see on a chocolate cookie. But it's true, like it's wet. Shirley, you asked, I think it was Shirley, I'm looking for the comment, what I'm doing with those squares. Those are for my son. I'm doing little favors. He's having a little graduation party. So I'm doing little class of 2021 cookies for him. So that's what those are for. The perforated mat is on mine. Did you put it on yours? The supply list in coffee?
I think I did. I think I did. I put like 12 things on there.
I don't have the doughy
One of
mat
the
on
things
mine.
I put on there was the scale. I had put on the rolling pin, the wooden
Here it
one
is.
with guides.
Is that it? Look on the screen.
Baking sheets. Yes, this is it. Yes, exactly. So I wanted to, you see the, I forgot to mention the spatula. I'll show you the spatula, parchment paper, and then obviously some of the cutters that I love using, and they are very, very versatile. Hexagonal shape and traditional scalloped edge and flat or clear edge rounds. They're always used for whatever you're baking, wherever you are, whatever you are baking. It's the cookies, biscuits. They're always great to have. And one of the tools that you see there in the corner, it's this cooling rag. This is actually built on. It's not a sponsored or anything, but I love this set. I have like 3 of them or 4. I had a really small kitchen in the US, and so it comes in a set of 3, and it's stackable. It's very, very durable, and I've had it for many years. It washes in a dishwasher. Some of the other ones are bigger, and it's really hard to wash them. So I love this one, and it's also listed in a supply list. All right, so I did bake my cookies.
So Jennifer, I'm making vanilla because I'm working with Han, and I don't like the chocolate cookies with the lemon icing, and I'm making the lemon icing, so that's why I don't like that combination.
All right, guys. So if anyone wants to join us next week, we will be sharing details about the recipe we'll be using, or you can just use your strawberry sponge cake or any vanilla cake and come have some fun with us. We'll be doing a strawberry shortcake with a twist, maybe, I don't know. And then we also have planned, we'll be doing brownie cups, which should be really fun. I haven't done those. Yes, Shirley. Every parchment paper, not every, but a lot of brands, they use different techniques, how they coat their parchment. Some of the parchment papers, they are not coated at all. I know Wilton, it just happens to, that they have a parchment paper that is coated. I believe it is some kind of silicone. It's really nice to work with, but some other brands, they don't use any kind of coating, so that's why it literally like absorbs the fat from the cookie, and it becomes, you can't reuse it. It's like, it looks wet, and that is normal. It just depends, you have to find the brand that you really like and just get that brand.
So I just want to mention, because I rolled mine really thin, right? These are like, oh, I don't have my camera on. These are super, super thin, like is it going to go on?
What is it, 1/16 of an inch, like 3 millimeters?
It's the small rolling guide.
Oh, from the Dough Easy Roll?
Yeah, it's not cooperative.
Oh, so it is very, very thin. So those are super thin. But it's perfect for a cupcake topper, like what else do you, like, it's already, it would be too heavy if it was thicker.
There it is, add to stream. So I'm going to remove this one. Here they are. So they're very, very thin. And you can see here.
Oh, they baked already.
Because they're so thin, but you can see. So this one here it's class of, and it's 20, like you can put whatever year you want. So they're just the right size. Oh my God, they smell amazing.
Yeah.
Here's my little
smell all the citrus you put in?
Yeah. You see the little grad caps. So you
what's
really
the
have
icing
to
you're using on these?
Sorry, what, Han?
What's the icing you're gonna use on these?
I'm just gonna use lemon icing. It'll be a lemon explosion.
Nice.
So yeah, you really.
Mar, are you there?
I'm there. I was just moving them.
Okay, yeah, you've frozen on my end. Anyway, so thank you for joining us, guys. If anyone baked along with us, please do send us your pictures. We'd love to see how it went for you. Does it, which in regards to what?
Yeah, I don't know. Make some cookies, Diana.
Make some cookies. And we also have, what else do we have planned? So we have the strawberry shortcake. We will also release a calendar for you guys, or it's already actually released on Instagram, but we will be sure to post it again so you guys can join us, or maybe just hang out with us as we make different things this summer. So we'll be making strawberry shortcake. We'll be making chocolate brownie cups, or like, are there? Oh yeah, chocolate brownie cups. Then we have Pina
But you're
Colada.
commenting, Jennifer. Are you already unblocked? I'm seeing your comment.
Don't forget to unblock me. You must not be blocked if you can comment.
Yes.
No, I think no. I think it's different. No, Jeremy would know.
She's there. We see your comment, Jennifer.
No, I think it's different. Jeremy was able to comment as well. No, because depending on what page did you accidentally blocked her.
Oh yes.
So she can comment on the page. I don't know which page. Jennifer, if you could tell us which page are you? Oh, of course you are. Yes, thanks, Mar. Thanks, Mar. I'm gonna be known as a fan blocker.
I apologize. I was sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm going to. Can you please screenshot the whole name of Jennifer so I can then look it up, because
yes,
unfortunately I have a bunch of people blocked.
It's
the nature of our business. We get a lot of people strange comments and stuff. So anyway, we are going to do Pina Coladas. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a drink, right? We're going to be making alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Well, because of the time difference, I'll do non-alcoholic and you can party it up.
Excellent. I'm so glad you went that route. I'm so glad. And what else we are making? Do you have a list?
I don't have it in front of me. I mean, the hand pies, I think we discussed.
Yes, we will be making hand pies and all kinds of different things. And if you have suggestions for future bake-alongs, let us know.
Yeah, we're flexible with the schedule. I have it here. So look, next week is the strawberry shortcake, and then we discussed berry crumble, hot dog buns, your hot dog buns, the pina colada, and hand pies.
Yes, hot dog buns and crumble. I love berry crumble. Super easy to put together, last-minute dessert, summer favorite. And my hot dog buns are very, very popular on the blog as well, and they are my family favorites. I always make double or triple batch of those, and they freeze well, and they're great for summers, get-togethers, picnics, stuffing, crostini, anything. Thank you. Oh, glad. Oh, great. Can you do chocolate sugar cookies? Okay, yeah, we can do. I'll do Marlyn's recipe one day.
We'll switch it up.
We'll switch it up. Maybe we can use coffee icing or something on top.
So tomorrow, maybe we'll pop on Instagram and show the baked cookies if you guys
are. I will. Tomorrow I'm also doing a live with Sweet Ams, and I will also do my own live on my page. I will be doing something fun. I haven't decided yet what, but all right. Hand pies, sugar. Hani is the blocking master. I'm not.
It's me. It was me. It was me.
Okay, let's. I'm going to. Where's my other phone? I want to.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Just. Do you have the name so I can then unblock Jennifer?
Yeah, I do. I'll give it to you. I think mine are ready.
Okay, so it's Jennifer Seahurst. Are those baked?
I think so. I can see the brown at the edge. I can see them.
I will make sure to unblock you, Jennifer. Apologies again. It was just, accident.
So when a cookie comes out, it's like at its most fragile, everything is kind of, so you don't want to handle them. You want to wait a little bit before you start touching them. But I have to say, if you don't like cookies with icing, these are aesthetically quite nice. The lime and the orange zest. The lemon tends to be as apparent once baked because it's so light. But here the orange and the green is very, you can really see it. It's very pretty. I have to
try that. I have not tried all three together. It must be really, really an explosion of aroma in your kitchen. I also wanted to mention one thing. Now, if you are really, really, really struggling with spreading and you've tried everything possible, try switching to powdered sugar. Try switching to powdered sugar, and that usually helps a lot because powdered sugar, I find that it doesn't, cookies made with it they don't spread at all. Now, oh, the birds are chirping. Can you hear them?
No, I can't hear.
All right.
Well, guys, listen, if we don't have time within our, we'll add, we just added 8 recipes, but we'll add more. Thanks, Amber. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. If you want to check out the coffee shop and support us, you can check it out. There's the kangaroo.
Please let us know, what do you see?
Kangaroo. See, turn it a little bit. The tail. Yeah. No, the other way. The other way. There's the kangaroo. It's a kangaroo. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Wow.
We'll see you next week.